And it's Ken Kraetzer for CBSI Services Talking Business, and we are at the CardCon conference in Washington, D.C., just wrapping up a terrific event, a gathering of media who are in the payments, credit card, and travel business. I have a chance to talk with Eric Rosenberg, who's one of the organizers of the event. And Eric, great event. How has it gone overall for you?
We've had so much fun. I've been excited to work with Jason. Last night I ran the Ignite event, which is a high-speed, fun speaking event. But overall, it's really nice to connect with the leaders in the industry, get to learn what's coming down the pipe. I'm always excited to learn what's next, like most writers. And it's great to just see friends, old friends, and make new ones here, all in the card industry.
Very good, and you had some terrific keynotes. So we just heard from Austin Muller of the CFPB, Winnie Sun, the social media journal advisor on financial services, and then Adam Levin. Tell us what have been some of the high points, some of the key points that you heard from the speakers.
Well, the speakers each bring different, unique expertise to our industry. Winnie's great. We can learn a lot about online media, how to build an audience, how to interact with, and even gain high-power clients, which was a nice thing to learn. As a writer, I'm always looking for new clients, so it was nice to connect and hear that type of story. From the CFPB, we got insights into consumer credit trends right now, which there's some big numbers. Right before we started recording, Ken and I were talking about how total credit card debt recently passed $1 trillion in the U.S. And that's a major milestone households and anyone looking at the economy should be aware of.
And some concern about that the economy could be softening and how banks prepare. I like the comment that keep all your benefits in place because you want to keep your good customers when the economy may be tight, so they'll be with you when the economy comes back. I thought that was a very important point on looking at the card benefit program.
Yes, definitely. Even when the economy's in a softer or weaker position, we all still need to buy groceries. We all still might have to travel to visit family. We might not be taking the same vacations. We might be cutting in some other places, but we have to spend money to survive. So it's important for companies to keep supporting their customers when they're having a tough financial time, just to what you said. And then when they come back, they'll be even more loyal and likely to stick around.
Very good. And cybersecurity was one of the topics really brought to life by Adam Levin of Cyber Scout. Really something we hear all across the board. Also my military reporting, we hear that all the time. What are some of the keys now for cybersecurity to prevent break-ins to websites and to on email traffic? And that's really such a big concern.
Oh, sure. That's a great and very relevant point right now to make sure you are keeping your money and everything else you do online safe. So the number one thing that I'd recommend everybody do is to use a unique password that is strong and unguessable on every different website you use. And I know that's a challenge. There are a bunch of great apps out there. I use a password manager called LastPass myself. There's other good ones too. But if you don't have strong, unique passwords, you just have to assume someone will get into your account. With the landscape of data breaches, your information is out there. If you repeat a password, that does not work. Also, you have to keep your just be smart about what links you click in emails and try to keep private information private when you can. The top way for most breaches to happen in businesses is by someone clicking on a link in a bad email, and that can happen on our personal computers too. And once someone's in, they can get access to a lot of our information. So think ahead when you're trying to create any password about what someone might try to do to get into your info.
Okay, and a lot of discussion of the success of the credit card offer comparison websites. And Austin Muller talked to that. About 1/3 of the apps are being generated that way. And attribution as to who generates that new card application or new card customer. How do you see that part of the business growing? It certainly seems like another big online success.
Yes, certainly. I'm a writer for a handful of websites just like you described, and I obviously have a little bit of a bias, but I think it's a great consumer service because, well, yes, these companies that have to make money, usually through referrals, but we're also educating consumers. We're educating people who don't have the time to spend 5 hours a day reading and writing about credit cards like I do. So we can take that knowledge and that expertise and pass it on, just like I do to my sister or my parents, and give the best credit card recommendations to the readers.
Very good. And Eric, thought on what are some of the topics that you'll be writing about for your publications for this fall?
Sure. As the economy might be weakening, we're thinking about how to save and how to preserve capital. If we're looking at the preservation side, and on the spending side, will be things like budgeting. So when we're that's always an important topic. 78% of American households are paycheck to paycheck. That includes about 9% of households that make six figures. So budgeting and spending smart is an important thing for all households to learn here in the U.S.
Okay, Eric Rosenberg, just tell us some of the places, some of the publications, websites that we can find your writing.
Thank you. Yes, my own website is called Personal Profitability. That's a blog, podcast, and YouTube channel. I'm also at ericrosenberg.com. My clients include Business Insider, Credit Karma, and many other large banks and publications. I'm excited to be a part of those teams.
Eric, great to be with you at CardCon. It was a terrific event, and our whole CBSI team enjoyed it, and really appreciation to you and Jason and your whole team organizing the event.
Thank you so much.
Okay, good to see you. It's Ken Kraetzer for CBSI Talking Business in Washington, D.C.